Today is storage day. Okay, you're going to come with me. I'm going to bring you with me. Let's go. Well, here I am at my storage unit. You know, I haven't been here for like almost a month. Well, maybe it's like 3 weeks, but look at this. It's kind of full of stuff, isn't it? I'm not sure what I want to do with it. I don't know, do I want to get rid of everything? But I am going to go through it. This is only the beginning. This is it. My main goal is to see what's in here. I got to see what I'm up against because next week I've got to finish getting ready to go to Flagstaff. It's going to get hot next week. So I might actually be leaving pretty quickly. But I want to see what I'm up against because I have to rearrange everything. There's certain things I want to take, certain things I want to get out of my van and park in here. But one of the main goals is I promised my daughter-in-law that I had some clothes I want to give her. We're of the same size and the same style. I've got some great tops, summer things. I've got a bunch of hoodies I want to give to them. And so I'm kind of going through things. I figured if I could get rid of some of the clothes and the bags, that when I come back in a few days, it'll just be a little bit easier to deal with. Yeah. I'm just looking around, getting things, finding things. I did hurt my wrist, and I did find my wrist guards. So I'm going to carry those with me at all times. I didn't stay too long. I stayed maybe an hour, and that was about it. Yeah, it's time to get going. I'll be back. I got a lot of work to do. You know, they say van life is really easy until you have to deal with 2 vans at the same time. Cheers. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And watch it all the way through. I got some good stuff today. Van life, where your kitchen, your living room, and your panic room are when you have to switch vehicles. It's a big deal, I'm telling you. I'm going to handle a couple questions today because I've been holding on to these for a while. And this one is from Tom. Okay, and the numbers are, don't know how to pronounce last name. 9223. You know who you are. He says, hello, Lee. I have a couple of questions. Have you had more than one van? Yes, I have. This is my second minivan. Okay, I had a 2006 Kia Sedona. Now I have a 2014 Kia Sedona. It was just coincidence. It's not like, oh, I love Kia, I've got to have Kia. No, this is what I found because I had to get one right away. If you have had more, what criteria do you use to pick out another one? The price, the mileage, the year, and the source. Okay, where am I getting it? Is it reputable? Because you never know. I mean, they say, oh, take it to your mechanic. I'm going to tell you what I have found in reality. This is reality for me, is to take it to a mechanic. I don't have a family mechanic anymore. So to just take it to a mechanic, you have to make an appointment, okay? And they want to sell it right away. And I don't know if they want to let that vehicle go out of their sight like that. Or do they want to go with them? If I was selling a car and they said, well, I want to take it to my mechanic and they go driving off with it, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that. So, let me know in comments what you think about that situation. How do you handle that? Because I don't handle it. What I do is I think about my source. How does it feel? What's the spirit saying to me? Is this a good one? Is this the right thing to do? Now, if you don't have that, or you're not of that belief, well, you're going to have to fit your gut instinct, or you're going to have to take it to a mechanic, or you're going to have to bring your brother, your father, or your sister who works on cars. Yeah. So let me know what you do in that situation. Okay, so where do I go? That's what I look for. And where I go is on Craigslist. I know people say, well, that's crazy. Nope, I found 2 great minivans on Craigslist. Now, here's the reality of that. you're going to have dealerships selling cars as a private owner. And so like you go to their house or you meet somebody, to say, well, I'll show you my car that I'm selling. Let's meet at McDonald's or something like that. Yeah, but here's the deal. Even if it is sold by somebody working in a dealership, they take it home and sell it as theirs. Seriously, you're going to get a better price. You really are. What I do is I pay in cash only. I have enough money in my bank, I can draw it out and hand them the cash. That's what they really want. They really want that. Okay, so that's what I do. I look at them. I get that feeling, I look under the hood. I mean, I'm not, a mechanic myself. Just look at things. You can even poke your head under. You want to look under the hood. You want to check everything, okay? You want to check the hood. Check the doors. Check the windows. Make sure the windows go up and down. The handles of the doors, because those are little things that can go wrong. And nowadays, they can be very, very costly. Check your hatch door. And even if you just have a sedan or whatever kind of car that you're buying, a ProMaster, check everything out. Just take your time, right? You're there looking at it. Seat belts, do they work? Turn it on. He or she will go with you, drive around the block. That's what I did when I looked at this car. Oh, I love this one, and I'll tell you a little bit of the story. Is it hard or not? Or is it hard or not too bad to move everything from one to another? Is bad. I was in a great situation. I was in quartzsite at the time. It was getting later than the season, right? I think it was like getting towards the end of February. Yeah. Well, my first minivan started smoking. I mean, it was serious. And I wanted to turn on my air conditioner one time, and I turned it on, and I was back here doing something in the old van. And I mean, I was like, I had to get out because it was bringing in smoke. It was bad. And I lifted it up and smoke came out. What happened was I had a leaky gasket. Kias are known for leaky gaskets. I've had this one checked, and it's doing okay. But it was bad. And so I took it to a mechanic. I had it towed down to Yuma because I didn't know there might not be good mechanics in Quartzsite. Turns out there was. They were my saviors for my van. Well, I took it down there and he looked at it and he said, I'm not touching this. This is going to require a complete engine rebuild. He goes, I'm not into that. I'm like, oh no, even my van was rejected. It was kind of sad because you get emotional about because it's your home. So came back. He goes, you can drive this thing. You didn't need to tow it. So I drove it and I was up in arms. I thought, oh my gosh, what do I do? So literally I was in tears and I got on Craigslist and there were three minivans. So my travel partner drove me down there we went to Tucson. It takes 4 hours. We drove to Tucson. It was still in the morning. And it was, I looked at a couple of them. I kind of got rid of even before we got there. I thought, no, I'm not. I called them and I wasn't sure. So this particular minivan was a restored title. I think they call it salvage title. It had previously been in an accident, but not so bad that they could restore it. And I will mention that a lot of people say, oh, never buy a salvage title. There is an inspection that has to go through before they can resell it. It was hit in the front passenger side, in the front, right? So everything looked really, really good. I did have a hood issue. It was a little bit off kilter, and that was a hassle, but I won't go into that one. So I bought it. I bought this one for $8,300. Went to the bank in Tucson and pulled out the cash, brought it. I said, I'm going to take it. Yeah. So, I mean, he let me drive it around. So what happened then is I spent the night in the back. There was no padding, no nothing. My son gave me some pillows and a blanket, right? And I slept and took him back. And then my partner and we drove back to Quartzsite. So what I did, that was a perfect situation because I actually had my old van on this side. I had this here. So I could literally clean this out and take everything and scrub it. Okay, I scrubbed everything down. In fact, at the end, I'm going to leave the videos on that. So then what I did was I slowly started taking the solar panel from there and putting it on here. So that was a really great question, Tom. Yeah, seriously. Is it bad? If I hadn't been in Quartzsite, I really wonder where would I have done this? Because it takes time. If you want to do it right, it takes time. You want to get the windows ready to go. You want to do the flooring first. So that was perfect. So if your car it dies, well, here's one thing you could do. I just thought of that. You could maybe rent a U-Haul, put everything in it, and then get another one and start preparing it. And then in one day, you could just move everything over. That's the way you'd probably have to do it. It didn't take long. I knew that I had time because, I'm out on BLM land. I've got all the time in the world until the heat really started coming. But I've got time. I think it took a couple of weeks, but I did it slowly and I did it right. I organized everything up perfectly, but I will tell you, because that was a Kia and this is a Kia, and it was just, that's why I know that he had this all prepared for me. He watches out, always has, is that in 2006, which was my other one, I'm pointing over there because this is the situation of where my other car was actually on this side. So I point over there, that my old one, the 2006 and the 2014, in that block area, the whole system was completely the same, basically the same. It was in 2015 when the specs started changing. Okay, so isn't that perfect? I literally could move from there to here and I knew where to put everything. The dimensions were exactly the same, the layout, everything. Oy vey shemir, it was great. So that, I think you have a little bit more. Let's see what you have here. Okay. What is the average distance you drive in a month? Not much at all. I'm serious. I really don't. I figured out, literally, I spend $80 a month on gas. $80. That's all I spend. Last question. Would you rather drive or park at any given time? Oh, park. I don't like to drive anymore. I'm tired of driving. Thank you for being yourself. Take care, my friend. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, thank you for asking these questions. And that's what goes on. If you're living in a house and you're going to get into van life, let's say you already have a sedan maybe, and then, because that was my case. When I bought my first minivan, I still had my sedan. And I was teaching my grandson how to drive, and then I was going to pass the car over to him, just give it to him, change the title and everything. So I had that, and then I had my minivan, but I still had everything in my house. So that was easy. I could prepare my minivan. I could drive my sedan when I needed to drive, and I was just getting everything ready. I really didn't know what I was doing, because it takes a good while to tweak how you want it to go, because you've never done it before, or I never did it before. So, but if you're actually in a van and something happens, oh my goodness, that is a difficult thing. Thank you for asking that. I'm going to show you some footage of when I was in Quartzsite and I had to switch vehicles from my 2006 to my 2014. Here I'm in my Kodiak tent. We had a tent up, and before I took it to Yuma, I pulled everything out that I wanted, and I slept in a tent for the night. It was kind of cozy. It was fun. But this is what I had to do. I lost my home while Yuma mechanics were looking at it overnight. It was cozy. It was fun. It was a good experience. I pulled some footage out from my previous videos from 3 years ago. These are the mechanics in Quartzsite. They were fabulous, but I did have trouble with the hood on the new van. This is my new van, 2016. I still have the seats in here. I will mention that the mechanics in Quartzsite took out all the seats for me for $45, and they kept the seats, so I didn't even have to dump them. There's little issues with the van. Here are my two vans side by side, the silver 2006, and here's my new van. That's right, she's gonna open it. Who is she? That's Minivan Lee. Yeah, the seats are still in. I was so happy. It was exciting. Because I was scared. I mean, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Okay, I think the seats are out now. Yeah. There were a few issues with it, but you know, I've had it now for 3 years. This is the van I'm still in. As you can see on the bottom, that's where the seats would click in. So I didn't have railings, which was really nice. Yeah, see that well in there? It kind of goes down in because the third row seats are gone. Now the seats are out. Look at that. The seats are out. The only seat in there is the captain's chair. So exciting. The van has been totally scrubbed from top to bottom, and I put my carpeting in. You can see how it goes up on the sides. I always talk about that. Putting my Mexican blankets down. I'm gonna leave the videos that show, you know, that I pulled these clips out of, and I'm gonna leave the links for them at the very end of this video. But this is the process, and now I'm starting to put things in. It's an exciting thing, getting a brand new van ready, but it's scary before you find your van. If you notice in the front there, look at that. I mean, look how much room that is where the passenger seat, the front passenger seat would have went. Here's my solar on my silver old minivan, and I'm taking it off because it's taped on, and I'm taking it off now because I want to transfer it to the new minivan. These are things that just have to be done. And here it is, my old silver 2006 Kia Sedona. It's being towed away. They towed it for free because what they're gonna do is, you know, take parts off of it, take the tires. The tires were actually pretty good on it. No, I didn't have enough time to do it myself to sell anything. I was out on BLM land. I was on a time limit here. I was grateful that I found somebody that would take my van and get it out of the way. So there it goes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today, listening to my big stories, yeah. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Go to minivanlee.com and click on gifts if you want to support me. I've got my books. Type in Minivan Lee on Amazon.com. I'll see you tomorrow.